Hi, my name is Vanessa Gilles, and I was a part of the Rethink campaign at Chapman University in the fall of 2018 with Dr. Sarah LaBelle. Essentially, the Rethink campaign's purpose is to change the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of Chapman students in regard to Adderall misuse. This is actually the third time that Chapman's School of Communication, Strategic and Corporate Communication students have run this campaign. Our mission is to inspire peer-driven conversations about the risks of misusing prescription stimulants to study. Our campaign lasted 2 weeks in the month of October on Chapman's campus, and we had a few months leading up to it to prepare. So this meant conducting research, planning events, designing all of our messages, and creating posters, social media, sort of anything to get the word out. We decided that our target audience was going to be first-year freshmen and dabblers. Dabblers, by our definition, were people that just took the drug every once in a while in order to study better. These were not people with an Adderall prescription, and that is something that I feel needs to be made pretty clear. Our target was only people that are misusing Adderall.
So we had a wonderful campaign. I was part of the events team. One of our successes was really being able to speak face-to-face with our target population. We really haven't been exposed yet to Adderall offerings.
We actually ended up getting 115 signatures on our pledge not to misuse Adderall, which is great. Besides tabling, we actually had a few other events. One was Yoga on the Lawn, which we partnered with the Sustainability Club at Chapman to put that event on. We had an ice cream social, and we also had a hike, and we were present at the improv show on a Thursday evening.
We also partnered with Chapman Radio, so we had to write a script for them to read on Chapman Radio about our campaign.
These are all great places to interact with our target audience, sort of meet them where they already existed, and make our presence known in the spaces that they frequented. This also meant putting up posters around classrooms and some of the dorms where the freshmen were, in AF, in Beckman, in the library, just sort of all over so that we could reach the most people that we possibly could.
So I think one of the major successes of this campaign was we had almost 90% awareness of the campaign. It was only a 2-week thing, so to have almost 90% of the people that we surveyed to be aware of the campaign is really impressive. So the messaging team and I decided that we wanted to keep the posters relatively the same from the previous campaigns, and we wanted to keep them really simple and focus more on the emoji and the message surrounding it, and making sure that it was really factual, that there was the Instagram handle on every single poster, and that way everyone knew where to find us and find more information. One of our most popular messages was the eggplant emoji message. Basically the way we came up with it is that there's research that suggests that misusing stimulants in general can lead to erectile dysfunction in men. And so one way that we wanted to target guys on campus was saying, hey, if you misuse Adderall, it could lead to problems in the bedroom. And we really thought that that would really grab their attention so that they would rethink when they were going to grab the Addy.
To summarize what the research team did as a whole, we basically went into classrooms to conduct a pre and post survey, and the biggest accomplishment was probably that even though we had a very short time period and we had a lot of professors either telling us no or that they weren't interested, we were still able to get pre and post surveys.
We actually had a total sample of 128 surveys, and 56 of those 128 actually took the pre-test and the post-test, which was helpful to us because we could see how their attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors changed throughout the duration of those 2 weeks of the campaign.
So for the pre and post survey, what we really did is we wanted to research what people understood about the campaign, if they even heard about the campaign, as well as what their thoughts were about misusing Adderall, whether they have done it in the past or they haven't, whether they know about it or not. We just really wanted to research people's understanding about misusing Adderall.
And they ranked their attitudes on a scale from 1 to 7. So we had our participants rank themselves and where their beliefs and attitudes stood on that 1 to 7 scale and evaluated that for our data. So the great thing about these surveys is that we started with more negative attitudes than where the last campaign in the spring of 2018 left off. They left off the post-test of everyone averaging somewhere in the high 2 area of that 1 to 7 scale, And our pre-test actually showed that people were more towards the low 2s of that area on that 1 to 7 scale. So we already started off with a pretty significantly low attitude towards Adderall. So through our post-tests and pre-tests of those 56 students, we found that the pre-test average was actually 2.55 and the post-test average was 2.58. Now this means that we didn't actually have a significant change on the attitudes and beliefs of Chapman students in regard to Adderall misuse. Students may also actually have a better understanding of what we're trying to do because this is the 3rd time around. There could be a social desirability bias. They might be trying to make the researchers happy, and they already know that our intent is to tell them that Adderall is harmful. Our significance level was 0.834 at the 95% confidence interval. 87% of students actually recalled seeing the campaign, which is a pretty significant number.
One of our biggest goals for the messaging group was to expand the following on the Instagram. We started with around, I think, 54 followers, and we actually ended up surpassing 200, which was really great. That was a really big goal of ours, and I think that it really worked because in some of the post-test data, a lot of the people said that they had seen the Instagram, which was, I feel like, a really big accomplishment of ours.
Considering our reach was that high and our following increased so much, this turned out to be pretty successful in my own eyes, being the first campaign that I've ever worked on.
So I actually think our posters and our Instagram were insanely effective because I saw countless Snapchat stories or Instagram stories of our eggplant poster around campus, and it was getting people talking in other classes of mine, even in the business school.
I know that the future of this campaign is really strong. People are going to be excited about it, and I think people are going to start to recognize it a lot more. It is a great opportunity for us as students to learn about how campaigns can affect the people that are literally right next to us. So thank you for watching, and I wish all of the best of luck to the future of the Rethink campaign at Chapman.